When I joined East L.A. Sabor, I was actually, I think I might have been in 10th grade at Wilson High School. Shout out to Wilson Mules in El Sereno. I had just started being a musician. I think I was like 1 month into being a musician, and I met some of the cats, Abel, and I think everybody else had graduated. I was one of the younger guys in the band. Abel reached out to me. He's like, hey, you should jam out with us. And at the time, my mom was like, no, you shouldn't be doing that stuff, focus on school, whatever. She became more supportive later on, but Abel had invited me into the group. Another time we started jamming out. Well, we started rehearsing over at our guitar player's house in El Sereno, Mondo. We would rehearse in his basement. I played saxophones and I did vocals too. I started off with saxophone, alto. When we did the recording, I actually played soprano, which I thought was pretty cool because we had Abel on tenor, Joaquin on alto, and I felt like, well, what's the point in playing one of those other horns? So I brought my soprano, and I thought it gave the sound like a brighter sound when you would hear our recordings. Like people would think, well, what is that other instrument? And so I played soprano on the recordings. Later on, I played tenor, and I had a lot of great mentors growing up. I want to shout out a lot of the educators in our community. Rick Mellinson at Wilson High, he was a big influence on all of us, in terms of like our musicianship, putting just pieces and elements together in music. I want to shout out Jesus Chuy Martinez at East L.A. College. I think he just celebrated 25 years there. Shout out Paul DeCastro at Cal State LA. Probably one of the cooler gigs that we did was the protest against the DNC in the year 2000. We were playing right outside of the Staples Center with Ozomatli and Rage Against the Machine. We opened up for them. We were very unknown, but we were just happy to be there. To see Zach de la Rocha walk by was an amazing thing. So it's probably one of the more memorable gigs. I think our song Rip tells a really good immigrant story and like the struggles of people, coming to this country and just like trying to make a living, trying to raise a family. So probably Rip is one of my favorite songs. In my opinion, the bigger writers in our group were probably Ernesto, Joaquin. They would bring a lot of ideas into the group. And then my role was more like filling in parts where there were spaces. Like for example, in Davina, I think it was Joaquin who initially started that song, and I got together with Ernesto. We started working on some lyrics, and it wasn't until sitting down in my car in college that I came up with the lyrics for that song. I thought about this girl named Davina who I thought was like really, really cute back then. I'm sure she's beautiful now. I think we all just got together and just like left our ingredients, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of oregano, we all just made our music together. Juan Gabriel was a big influence in my life, just growing up listening to Juan Gabriel's music as my siblings would help clean and I would play video games. Luis Miguel was a big artist that I followed a lot because of my mom. He was a big voice. Of course, all the mariachi singers, Pedro Infante. In terms of English music, I was really into Paul Anka and the Beatles, Paul McCartney. So we've been wanting to get together. Ray and I have been throwing the idea, dude, we should get the band back together. And it took a while to kind of get that plane off the ground. Ultimately, what ended up happening is, time passes and you look back at your life and you realize that friendships are like so beautiful. Friendships are something that should be taken to the grave, honestly. And I think looking back, talking to each other, we were like, what, this is a fun thing we did when we were young. And we're all still relatively young, I like to think. And we just said, what, this is something cool that we should pursue. In terms of like being a full-fledged band again, I can see that happening. Thankfully, in my opinion, one of the last big elements to rejoin our group was our drummer, Jose Becerra. I'm super thankful that he's jamming out with us again. And if all those pieces come together, then I think we could possibly do great things in the future.